When they're at the height of their fame, why do some TV stars quit their successful shows? The unexpected departure of McLean Stevenson from MASH, a much-loved television series, surprised many. The real tale behind Stevenson's exit is far more complicated and tragic than most people understand. Fans watched in horror as his character, Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake, met a tragic end. The decision that would plague McLean Stevenson throughout his career is set to be unveiled today, along with the shocking truth of what actually happened to him. You, my dear commander, who disappeared while I slept. The genial, easygoing CO of the 4077 Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, played by the late McLean Stevenson, became an instant hit with viewers of MASH upon its 1972 debut. Stevenson added wit and warmth to the drama, which was set during the Korean War as Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake. In contrast to the show's darker undertones, his role provided welcome lightheartedness, a kind leader who relaxed military protocol while showing profound concern for his subordinates, almost like a father figure. Henry Blake was attractive because he could be related to. Blake, in contrast to the stiff upper-lip military types, was just a regular guy who found himself in a remarkable situation. He was torn between obeying orders and doing what was best for his people. He preferred fishing over completing reports. The character was immediately beloved by viewers due to Stevenson's impeccable comic timing and authentic likability. In its third season, MASH had already become an enormous hit, and it continued to rank among the best shows on television. Incredible chemistry had evolved among the ensemble group, with Henry Blake, Stevenson, acting as the quartet's unifying force. The subsequent events were even more stunning because everything appeared to be going according to plan. Abyssinia Henry viewers saw Blake get his release papers and get ready to go home to his family in the Season 3 finale. In this final episode, before the character leaves the conflict behind, there were many meaningful moments and tearful farewells. Nevertheless, one of the most astonishing occurrences in television history occurred in the last minutes of the broadcast. Henry Blake's jet was shot down over the Sea of Japan, and Radar O'Reilly came into the operating room to announce it. Nobody made it out alive. In order to capture the cast members' true responses, the tragic sequence was filmed in secret. Everyone in the crowd was astounded. Such a shocking and heartbreaking death of a beloved character from a comedy series had never happened before. The true mystery, however, persisted. For what reason would McLean Stevenson ever leave a show that was so popular? The once happily ever after story of Hollywood gone wrong. Despite popular belief, McLean Stevenson's departure from MASH had nothing to do with disagreements with the authors or the cast. The reality was far less complicated and, in the end, considerably more sorrowful. Aspirational was Stevenson. In spite of his admiration for ensemble casts like MASH, he secretly wished he could star in his own program. I need to go out there and be the best, even though I know I'll never be in another show of this caliber. In an interview, Stevenson made the confession once. His decision to leave the series was motivated by his ambition to step out of the ensemble and into the spotlight. CBS was so committed to retaining the famous actor that they gave Stevenson the exact what he requested, a variety show of his own, The McLean Stevenson Show. He could have shown off his hosting and comedic chops in one convenient package. The show was discontinued after only one season because it did not resonate with audiences. Stevenson persisted in his endeavor and made another attempt with the sitcom In the Beginning, in which he portrayed a traditionalist priest. Even worse, this show only made it through 5 episodes before being canceled. Hello, Larry, his subsequent endeavor, was one of the most infamous flops in television history. The show suffered through 2 miserable seasons before being canceled. The once-in-a-lifetime chance to appear in his own series after departing from a popular show backfired spectacularly. In his absence, MASH's ratings skyrocketed, and the show ran for 8 more seasons, although Stevenson struggled to restore the show's former glory. Devastating consequences of a decision that defines one's career. Over time, Stevenson started to comprehend the seriousness of his error, as MASH continued its prosperous run. "I erred in thinking that people were madly in love with McLean Stevenson," he admitted, in a painful confession years later. "Henry Blake captivated them. It was the key difference. The persona, rather than the actor, had captured the hearts of the audiences." Stevenson had a hard time finding work that allowed him to shine without the flawless ensemble setting and excellent script of MASH. Seeing his former show succeed without him while his career failed was incredibly taxing on his mental health. Stevenson was resentful of his decision, according to his friends, would frequently poke fun at his own career decisions, but there was sincere remorse beneath the laughs. During a cast reunion, Stevenson made the heartfelt admission, "I've never been able to work with a group of people like this before or since." He expressed profound remorse in his statement. He had ended a once-in-a-lifetime creative collaboration in addition to a successful television show. Worse yet, Henry Blake's untimely demise rendered any return to the program, not even for cameos, utterly impossible. There was no turning back for Stevenson's character, unlike other departing MASH characters who might make cameo appearances in special episodes. The reality behind the most disturbing death in television history. Even among the show's creators and writers, there was some debate over whether to murder off Henry Blake or send him home. Some thought it was excessively brutal, but others said it showed how battle is illogical and unpredictable, which is a major subject in the show. A lot of people don't realize that show producer Gene Reynolds had the idea to emphasize that not everyone has a happy ending in war. In order to capture their true shock and passion, the majority of the cast was kept in the dark about the scenario until production began. Over 1,000 emails were sent to CBS by outraged viewers after the show aired, expressing their disapproval of the character's demise. Because they thought it made the show more realistic and interesting, the network and producers stuck by their decision. Looking back, many reviewers believe that this was the turning point that Masha took from being a typical sitcom to something far more meaningful and innovative. But the irreversibility of Blake's death marked a turning point for Stevenson. Even if he desired to return, he would never be able to, unlike other actors who have left popular series. This unchanging nature seems to reflect the course of his professional life. Never again did he achieve the same level of fame or critical praise after MASH. Conclusion: apologies and making up. Stevenson was busy on television in the years after leaving MASH, appearing as a guest star on series such as The Love Boat and The Golden Girls. He established himself as a fixture on talk shows and game shows, frequently parodying himself by bringing attention to his poor professional choices. In spite of his career setbacks, Stevenson was known for his giving and kind personality, according to those who knew him. He stayed in touch with a number of MASH co-stars, including Alan Alda, who praised him long after he left the program. At the age of 68, McLean Stevenson tragically passed away on February 15, 1996, from a heart attack. Roger Bowen, who had portrayed Henry Blake in the first MASH film, passed away the following day, which was an incredibly strange coincidence. The tragic deaths of the two actors who had brought the iconic character to life seemed like a last unsettling note to the tale. Many of Stevenson's former co-workers paid tribute to him after his death, praising his acting and lamenting the show's loss of him. The unique chemistry that had been lost when he departed was acknowledged, but they also understood his desire to seek new chances. When McLean Stevenson decided to leave MASH while show was at its most popular, what were your thoughts on the matter? Was it courageous of him to follow his heart, or a lesson that things aren't always better on the other side? Post a comment telling us. Like and subscribe for more shocking news on TV's most beloved celebs if you thought this video interesting. Also, be sure to see our other films where we delve into the backstories of your beloved classic TV shows.